My name's Dr. Bishar. I'm one of the directors of Medlighten Medical Education. This video is about asking ideas, concerns and expectations in a way that sounds natural. Why does this matter and how can we do it? Well, why does it matter? From a patient perspective, there was a BMJ study some years back and patients were asked how they felt when doctors asked the ICE, and this is one of the paragraphs from that study. When doctors ask me, what do you think is wrong? It either sounds as if they don't know what they're doing or it feels like they're testing me. So it's really important that we ask ICE in a way that the patient does not lose confidence in us. It's also really important that we ask ICE in a way that sounds natural because it demonstrates experience. It shows the examiner that this is how you normally consult. You've done this hundreds of times before and that's why you sound so natural. And that's going to help you score much higher marks than if you sound scripted. So how do you ask the ICE in a way that sounds natural? Well, put yourself in a patient's shoes. Before you became a doctor, if the doctor said to you, do you have any idea what's causing your symptoms? You might find that rather an odd question because it might sound like the doctor is expecting you to do their job for them. What patients want is someone that does consider their ideas and concerns and expectations, but someone that also sounds like a doctor because they're coming to you for a professional opinion. They need to have confidence in you. So here are some phrases that you can use. With the ideas, if you were to ask at the beginning of the consultation, you might say, Mrs. Smith, we'll have a chat about your symptoms, or we'll have a discussion about your symptoms and see what could be causing them, but I'm just wondering if you'd had any thoughts yourself. So you're saying there, I will diagnose you, I will do my job, but I'm just interested in your ideas. If you want to ask ideas at the end of the consultation, you might say, Mrs. Smith, from what you've told me, I've got some thoughts as to what could be causing your symptoms, but I'm just wondering if you'd had any thoughts yourself. I'm really asking just to make sure we're on the same page. So I do know what I'm doing, I do know my job, but I just want to know your ideas. If we take expectations as the next example, you might say to the patient, Mrs. Smith, we'll have a discussion about your symptoms and we'll see what we can do to help. But were you looking for anything in particular when you booked this appointment? So again, I'm going to do my job, but I just wondered if you were looking for anything. Or if you ask expectations at the end, you might say, Mrs. Smith, from what you've told me, I've got a few thoughts on what might be really helpful for your symptoms, but I'm just wondering if you were looking for anything in particular when you booked this appointment. So again, I know my job, I know what to do, but I just want to know what your expectations were. So whenever you ask your ideas, concerns and expectations, make it clear to the patient that you do have some ideas as to what's wrong with them or how to help them, and then ask what their ICE is. And this is important because it demonstrates your experience and it stops your patient losing confidence in you.